Okay guys, so today we're learning about finding the gradient, the y-intercept and parallel lines. It's going to be grades 4 to 5 really. Right, work out the following mathematical anagrams. Pause the video, give it a go. Here we go. You've got gradient, good work. Gradient is the slope of the line, how steep it is. Intercept, well, the intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis. And origin, well, this is a word you need to know. And origin, this is where it crosses the two axes, and origin is the coordinate 0, 0. What is the y-intercept of each line? I'm going to help you here. That's where it crosses the y-axis, so this is 8. This is 2. I mean minus 2. And that's minus 8. This doesn't cross the y-intercept, so just say it doesn't cross it, because that is the line x equals 2.5. So all equations of straight line are in the form of y equals mx plus c. M tells us the gradient of the line. C tells us where the line crosses the y-axis. This is called the y-intercept. Can you see here the number next to the x is 2, so m is 2 in this case, and the c is the plus 2, so c is 2. For this blue line, c is 2 as well. There's no number in front of the x, but we should know that means 1x, so m would be 1 in this case, the gradient. M is 1 here, but there's no c, so c is 0. And that's that. Let's see if you can do this.
Y equals mx plus c.
Yeah, the equation is
Y equals mx plus c.
where m is the slope and c is the place where the line intersects the y.
Y equals mx plus c.
Oh, the equation is y equals mx plus c.
Where x is the x
Yes, a
and
full
the
listening
y
on.
is the y. That's enough to give it a
Try.
Reciprocated, and I changed the sign. Nothing to fear about the straight line.
The equation is
Y equals mx plus c. Yeah, the equation is
Y equals mx plus c.
where m is the slope and c is the place where the line intersects the y.
Y equals mx plus c.
Oh, the equation is y equals mx plus c. Where x is a cross and y is the y, heading up to the big old sky.
Straight lines
can give children a scare. That's when you need the help of Puzzy Bear. That's when singing about straight lines for children in need. We're singing about y equals mx plus c.
Yeah, the equation is
Y equals mx plus c.
Yeah, the equation is
Y equals mx plus c.
where m is the slope and c is the place where the line intersects the y.
Y equals mx plus c.
Oh, the equation is y equals mx plus c.
Where x is a cross and the y is the y, heading up to the big old sky. Y equals mx plus c. Oh, the equation is y equals mx plus c.
So let's do this first question for you here so it makes sense. And I'm going to write it right underneath here. So that's y equals 3x plus 4. Can you see that 3 lines up with that m? So the number next to the x is the gradient, and the number on its own is the c, the y-intercept. So m equals 3 here, and c equals 4. Let's do a few different examples for you. So y equals minus 2x minus 2. So let's see, can you see that lines up with the m? So the number next to the x is minus 2, so m equals minus 2 here, the gradient, and the c, the y-intercept, is minus 2. Now let's try this one. Y equals 5 minus 4x. It's not quite in this form, but this has just been swapped around here. It's just been swapped around, right? So nothing to be worried about. Let's just start with a c. The number on its own is c. So c equals 5 here. If there was a minus sign here, that would be minus 5, but it isn't. So c equals 5. Can you see that m, the gradient, is next to the x? So m equals minus 4. So you should definitely be able to give those a go yourself now and see if you can work backwards. Apply the rule backwards. Really good for your thinking skills. And let's see if you can do that. Nice work. That's the first one. Nice work if you got there. Minus 3 because it's next to the m. Next to the x, sorry, and that's 2 because the 2's on the own. That's the c. So working backwards, imagine m equals 1. So m equals 1, and what does c equal here? Well, c equals 0, right? So y's got to be 1x plus 0, but 0 doesn't have an impact on this, and we never write 1x, it's just extra, right? So that's y equals x. Let's try this one. Right, m equals minus 2, c equals minus 7. Let's substitute that into y equals mx plus c. So y is going to equal minus 2. He swapped the minus 2 for the m, x, and swapped the c for minus 7. Fantastic. And if you did that without my instructions, well done. You've understood that really quickly. And there's the answers. Nice work. Yep, m tells us the gradient of the line, remember that, and c tells us where the line crosses the y-axis, known as the y. Right, give those a go now. Basic. See if you can think through harder. And challenge, just think through it. I will explain it later. Pause the video, give those a go. You did that. These are all pretty straightforward. Well done if you got there. Harder, well, let's see, the m is here, minus 7, and c is 9. We did that before, see if you remembered. Can you see there's no x, so m is 0 here, 0 times x equals 0. So c is just 5 here. Now I'm going to explain this one. So can you see, it's not in the form of y equals mx plus c, but we can make it so by dividing both sides by 2. So that would become, I'm going to write it down here, y, what's 4 divided by 2? 2. X plus 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. So you'll see that m equals 2 and c equals 2.5. This one here, it's not in the right form. So we just rearrange it. Like the question before, we just need to divide by 3. Now this could be 4 plus, because you do a lot of rearranging. To 5 really. So that becomes 2 over 3x plus 4 over 3. So m is 2 over 3 here, and c is 4 over 3. Number 6, it's almost in that form, but we don't like this minus 7, so we plus 7 on both sides, do the inverse. So that will become 2x plus 7 equals y, which is the same as y equals 2x plus 7, just written the other way round. So m equals 2 here, c equals 7. Parallel lines have the same gradient, guys, so all we need to do is substitute that in. That's a 3 for m, plus 2, that is valid. Or a different line, well, this would be a different line, plus 3. Any different number here will create a different line. 3 lines that crosses the y-axis at 2, so that is the... So you could have... That would work, because c is 2 here. That would work. Because the y-intercept is 2 in all those cases. So showing those answers. Now I'm going to explain the challenge part to you, which is arguably grade 5 as well. Parallel lines have the same gradient. You can see, look, m is 1 here, m is 1 here. The only thing different is the y-intercept. So can you see? So can you see y equals x and y equals x plus 2? So the only difference is c is 2 here, so that will cross here. X is plus 4. Y equals x is plus y equals x plus 4, and y equals x minus 2. And you can see those are all parallel. Those lines will never touch each other, and they look like roads or train tracks. So give those questions a go, guys. Should be able to do that now. So parallel has the same gradient, has the same m, right? Same m. So anything y equals 5x plus a different number is valid. So same here for question 2. Perfect. And I think you've gotten the idea now. Now pause the video and give those ones a go. Perfect's the gradient. If they ask you for the y-intercept, or c, that's 1, that's 3, that's 2, and so forth. Right, we did an example of that before. You just divide everything by 2, so that would be, the gradient will now become 3. Right, I'm going to just explain a few of those quickly. So this one, you've got 2x plus 3y equals minus 4. So I want to minus 2x on both sides. Now that's 3y, we want it in the form of y equals mx plus c, so we divide both sides by 3. Minus 2 over 3x, because 2 divided by 3 is 2 over 3, so you can see m equals minus 2 over 3 here. If they asked you what c was, or the y-intercept, c would equal this number here. Perfect. And I'm just going to do, which one? This one here. So you've got x minus 3y equals 4. I don't like the negative 3y. There's other ways you can do this, but I'm just going to plus the 3y's on both sides. So you get 4 plus 3y equals the x. what do we need to do here? We need to minus 4 on both sides. So y is on its own. You get x minus 4 equals 3y now. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. Remember that's like 1x with x. So it's 1 over 3 minus 4 over 3 equals y. That's in the form of y equals mx plus c, but the other way round. So m equals a third, and c, if they asked you, would be minus 4 over 3. And you're doing really well, guys. And I'm just going to open those answers. Hopefully you got those correct. Really good. Now let's see if you can apply these skills in an exam format. This is how they could ask you to answer these questions. Pause the video and give it a go. So, m is here. That's 3. Add and c equals 4. Your A1, A2. Now, look at this question. We've done examples of this. Let's just minus 7x on both sides. So m equals minus 7. That's your method 1. That's your A1 mark. Done. So here we go, guys. You know what to do here, right? Yes, you're correct. Minus 3x on both sides. She should do the working out. It's just good practice. And so m was minus 3. Crosses the y-axis, which is the c. The y-intercept of c equals 50. That's why you need to learn the terminology, so you don't get confused by the wording or questions you actually know how to do. So this is multi-step, probably a 3 marker. So let's just minus 9 first, or you can minus 6x, depends how you want to do it. So that becomes 2y. You've still got the 6x here. 6x plus 2y equals minus 9. So now we need to minus the 6x on both sides. So you get 2y equals minus 9 minus 6x. Now divide by the 2 to get y on its own. So y equals minus 9 over 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3, so minus 3x. So yes, you've got there m equals 3. All careful, minus 3. You can see that there, the number next to the x. And where the line crosses the y-axis, that's the c. The y-intercepts, and c equals minus 9 over 2. Or you can write that 4.5 as well. You'll intercept that. Doing that's definitely going to give you a method mark. That's your answer. And answer. That's a grade 5 question. Well done, guys. Great job.
Ooh. Y equals mx plus c. Sword broken. This sword broken. Gradient 0. Sword fixed. Gradient undefined infinity. ありがとうございます。